Women are coming forward, accusing Harvey Weinstein of rape and sexual harassment. In the New York Times Tuesday, Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow say Weinstein harassed them early in their careers. And Academy Award winner Mira Sorvino told the New Yorker she was harassed as well. Ashley Judd and Rose McGowan have also spoken about similar experiences with the movie mogul. And as the list of accusers grows, it appears more people are distancing themselves from Weinstein. That includes former President Barack Obama, whose daughter interned at the Weinstein Company. The University of Southern California has reportedly rejected a $5 million donation from Weinstein. And People magazine says Weinstein's wife of 10 years, Georgina Chapman, is leaving him. CBS News' Jericka Duncan reports.
The New Yorker reports that in 2015, model Ambra Battilana Gutierrez told New York City police she was groped by Harvey Weinstein. Police then asked Gutierrez to wear a wire during her next encounter with Weinstein. The New Yorker obtained that audio.
Just that I don't feel comfortable.
I mean, don't have a fight with me in the hallway. Please, I'm not going to do anything. I swear, my children. Please come in. On everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
The conversation happened in the hallway of the Tribeca Grand Hotel.
Yesterday you touched my breast.
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that.
But are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, but I'm not used to that.
I won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. Sit here for a minute, please.
The district attorney's office declined to prosecute the case because it said they could not establish criminal intent. In a 10-month-long investigation, Ronan Farrow, a contributor to The New Yorker, says he spoke to 13 women. All claim that between the 1990s and 2015, Weinstein sexually harassed or assaulted them. According to Farrow, 3 women called it rape, including Italian actress Asia Argento, who tweeted out a scene from a 1999 movie she wrote and directed she says was loosely based on the Weinstein alleged assault.
If you give me a massage,
Today, a spokesperson for Weinstein tells CBS News any allegations of non-consensual sex are unequivocally denied by Mr. Weinstein, who has begun counseling and is hoping that if he makes enough progress, he will be given a second chance.
Do you think your reporting will change anything?
They have done something that sends a message about accountability, and if that is all that results from it, then that's an important thing.
Today, I spoke to an attorney representing Irwin Ryder. He's an executive vice president at the Weinstein Company and referred to one of the harassment claims as all part of Weinstein's serial misconduct. Elaine?
Attorney Emily Compagno is in Seattle, and she joins me now. Emily, apparently this has been something of an open secret in Hollywood for years, with some of the allegations going back to the 1990s. What is the statute of limitations for accusers to bring criminal or civil claims, and what kind of legal trouble could Weinstein face?
Right. The statute of limitations is such a wild card here. And let me parse out your question. So first of all, after the Catholic Abuse Church scandal, California enacted a set of laws enabling lawsuits against those representatives or agents or even employees who knew about sexual abuse and failed to take reasonable steps to mitigate or to stop it. That statute of limitations is 1 year. So that is why it is so crucial for these women to come forward as soon as possible in charging, for example, their agents or the honeypots or people that are coming out, as you said, oh, we knew this all along. Now, but again, statute of limitations 1 year. And then for rape, California actually just did away with their statute of limitations altogether last year. But what matters is the one in place at the time of the crime. So here for civil, it's 6 years. Again, crucial for these women to come forward with as much information or these allegations as possible to their DA and to their police departments. Now, as well, their statute of limitations 6 years for civil cases, right? He has a whole host of charges that can be brought against him from the board: breach of fiduciary duty, negligence, corporate fraud, and the like. That is 6 years. So also, the police department has, or the DA can charge criminally what's known as aggravated rape. That too has no statute of limitations. But until and unless we hear of allegations involving a weapon or more force than we've heard thus far, it won't fall into that category. But the bottom line is, time is of the essence for a lot of these.
Well, to follow up, we know that in so many cases, it is incredibly difficult for victims of sexual assault to speak up. What would be your legal counsel to them?
My advice would be to go to their local police department, and that you can there file a report in confidence. You can file it as Jane Doe. They will keep that information private as they turn it over to the district attorney. So you do not need to come forward publicly to have your story count against this man or against any predator that they may face.
Well, there have been calls for the Weinstein Company's entire board to step down. 4 of them already have. What kind of liability do they potentially have here?
They have a lot of liability, and note too that you can be personally liable as an officer of a board if you have engaged in intentional conduct, let alone intentional criminal misconduct. So these men are facing not only a whole host of corporate civil charges that they could then have their insurance back them by the actual corporation itself, but they can be held personally liable, which means, frankly, a lot of them can be totally decimated financially, as they should be if they were in any way complicit to his predatory behavior.
Does that mean, so if they didn't do anything and they knew about it?
If they didn't do anything and they knew the extent of his actions, number one, if it was in the last year, then they too can be sued under that law that I spoke about earlier that happened after the Catholic Church abuse scandals. And number two, if it was shown and proven that it was intentional, then they can be held personally liable financially as well as the board itself. So yes.
Well, these revelations come after similar accusations against other big names like Bill O'Reilly, Roger Ailes, and Bill Cosby. Are we reaching a turning point when it comes to equality in the workplace?
I can't say that for sure, and unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever reach a point of true equality, but it sounds like we are at least reaching a turning point in Hollywood, which I think is an example of an industry that everyone in some part shares or participates in, even as a viewer, and it's important to note what actually is going on in the underbelly behind it. And I'm heartened to hear of the support that has come out for women like Rose McGowan and all of these women who have suffered at the hands of Harvey Weinstein. And let's just hope that more come to light to eradicate, because guaranteed he's not the only one.
Yeah, and it seems that more women are feeling emboldened to share their stories. Emily Compagno, thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you.